in the seam, basically, is I let the work, if you see, I let the knife do the work, and gravity, too. Gravity is good. Gravity's your friend. I slapped it. Okay, as you can see, it's just pulling back. Can everybody see that? Okay? Can you guys see that? As I pull this back, it shows this more of the seam for me. It's doing the work for me. You can do it less setting it down too as well. But the key is, now I'm going to go a little bit differently on here. Right here. Basically, we take this off because if you leave it on and you try to roast beef and you go to slice it cold, what happens is it's a lot of fat in there. It's an area that's not very pleasant eating. So we take this part off. And what we use this for, the other piece, the piece we have right here, we use for for fajitas or something along that line. We use it for grinding for beef sausage. Now what I do is I'm just following the seam. Now if I cut into the meat, what do? Do I panic? No, I just go back it up a little bit, okay, and go the other way. This is a really small one. We usually get the really big ones. Okay, now we use that for like the fat cap, and we can cut all the fat. And what we're going to do is we're going to cut all the fat off this, all of it, and then we're going to cut the meat, and we'll cut the meat for little pieces, like for fajitas, or cutting, like I said, dice it up for stew meat or sausage or something like that. I'm going to cut this right here. Now, top round is not my favorite for doing stew. I'd rather grind it than anything. We're going to cut a little bit of this just because it's really fatty and sinewy. And then when I look at any kind of really soft fat, so I think I'm going to leave most of that in here. Now, if you can see, which way is the grain running? This way or this way?
That way.
That way.
This way?
Yeah.
You can see the grain running this way, right? Okay, now, the key is that I want to cut this and I want to wrap this. We're gonna truss this, and the reason we want it so that when we go to slice it, once it's cooked, we're gonna slice against the grain. Correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I go this way and I go wrap it up, now we're gonna slice with the grain. It's gonna make it tougher. All right. So we're gonna go this the long way. All right. Okay, now we have two pieces, but it's still one, right? Okay, what I told you about before, all right? All right, so now, trussing is the same thing as like sharpening a knife when I was talking about. There's a lot of different ways to do it. You find what works best for you. I'm gonna show you my old friend, Pablo, the butcher, showed me how to do. Same one that showed me how to sharpen a knife. And I can't do it any other way. I've tried to do it any other way. I've tried to see it, but it works well for me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I act like I'm clicking my finger, and I'm going to set the string. I'm right-handed, so I'm going to do it with my left hand. The string over my fingers like this, but towards the top. I'm going to show you how to do. I'm going to work with each one of you groups that when you have to do this. So don't panic. Say you're not going to learn how to do it. You'll be able to get it, and it just helps you because it helps you when you start to tie up anything. Because why I like this doing it this way is because I can do this whole thing without setting the string down. And when you're doing 20 of these, it makes a lot. The more minimal amount of movement you can make, you think about this, one extra step per day, or one extra step per minute, or like that you have to make, is going to wear you out, especially when we're 12-hour days. And I'm sure most of you, if you haven't worked 12-hour days, you're welcome to the business that's going to be there. Okay, so we're going to look at this, and we're going to take this, and I have it laying over like this. I'm gonna come over here, I'm gonna leave this hole, I'm gonna wrap it around, like this. I'm starting a slip knot. I do the same thing again, and wrap it around. I have a slip knot that I can position and get it ready for there. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a loop, make sure it's tight. I'm gonna do a loop, round taking this, like it's, and go around and grab it, there. Now ideally, it'd be better to do it twice, because it gets it more, it's a little stronger. But if you can't do it once, just do it, if you can't do it once, don't try to do it twice, it'll just mess you up. So what I do is take my, look at the back of my left hand, or right hand here, I'm not moving this, I'm just moving my hand. And I'm going like this, that's one time. And you go about 1.5 inches, because you don't want it bulging out there on the sides there. Okay. Okay, then we're gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it twice to show you the difference. What's the purpose of trussing?
Keeping it together.
Keeping it together.
So it cooks evenly?
Cooks evenly. What else? All three of the other, right. What else?
Keeps the moisture in the middle?
Keeps moisture better in there, but it looks better.
Yeah.
It slices better. It looks, when you go to slice it, you got more even, but it is gonna cook more evenly. And it's,
Do you untie it before you slice it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it depends what you know have, but yeah, you tie there. Because sometimes they had where you leave it on, you know. There's a way that there's a chef showed me a long time ago, and I forgot how to do it. Where you can do it, where all you gotta do is make one little cut, and the whole thing will come off. And it's like, it's been a long time, but I remember how. I still remember how he did it. So who's gonna be put on showcase and have to do the other one?
I'll try it.
Really? Okay, cool. I usually don't get volunteers.
I was about to.
Oh, yeah?
Around here, you will.
Yep.
Is that true?
We ain't scared.
I ain't scared.
Give it a shot.
No, you already did, so you should already know. Okay, so go about 1/2 time this way. Then when we flip it over, pick it up. What are we doing when we pick it up?
Tightening it all
Tighten it
up
up.
and put it all.
And flip it over like this, even out the, a little rusty today. Okay, then I'm gonna go and
Over and under.
over, under, around, yeah. Over, under, around. And get them through the membrane.
I got that one thing from my grandfather. It has the spear on the end with the hole in it.
Oh yeah, the lard?
Yeah.
Put the lard in.
For like rotisserie, you
Oh, they have-
Is it? No, it's a
But
skewer, like it's sharp at the end, like
they
an
used
arrowhead
to-
with a hole in it.
See, what, you gotta remember, like, meat could be a lot drier because of where they got it from. It's out in pastures and like that. So they would put the lard in through there to keep it moist, to make it moister. Okay, so I just do it, now I have this tied, I pick it up to tighten it again. When I flip it over, and I just make my knot again. And away you go. And then now what we're gonna do then is I'm gonna go get the roasting rack. Now it's really important that you use the stainless steel roasting racks. It's really important. We have the carbon steel out there that give it a flavor, because the carbon steel will go into the meat.
Metallic taste.
Metallic taste. It's not very pleasant, and it looks really bad too. So you want to make sure you have the stainless steel ones. I'll show you which ones we're going to use. Now we're going to roast this at. Now here's something that happened before. We used to roast it and crank it up really high, kind of sear it if you want to look at it, and then lower the temperature. But actually they're finding out, and it is true because I've tried it, experimented with it, and it's better to start out slow, because the protein start out really slow, let it go really slow for a while, and at the end crank it up. And it's totally opposite what we used to do, and now we do it that way, and it works really good. So you're going to cook it at 300 degrees until internal 130 degrees. Okay? Does everybody remember that?
130.
130.
130 internal at 300 degrees, 130. Okay, good. And then then for 15 minutes, you're going to crank it up to about 450, and then let it crust on the outside. And then for only 15 minutes, then pull it out. all right? And that's what we're gonna do. Now, if we run into trouble, now what happens is a lot of times if people get into it, they start taking their time and just kind of messing around or not taking it serious, and they won't get it in the oven until 12:30. Well, it's not gonna be ready, okay? It's definitely not gonna be ready. So somebody's have to watch it afterwards. So you're leaving it up to them. Sometimes we'll put it in overnight on the combi oven, it just comes out really beautiful. But I don't put it in the combi oven because I want you guys to learn how to use it, how to roast too. So, you ready?
Good.